Trump's energy stocks will help you retire early. There's two companies that are both in the power energy space that had revenue above consensus. They beat revenue guidance. And right now, energy's a very solid sector. Sure, pharmaceuticals did really well. Biotech did really well. I'm purposely saying did as opposed to are doing really well, because when something's doing really well, that's not really useful to you or me to say it went up a lot. There is a stock that has it did very well. It's called LITE, Lumentum. We did talk about it. And we've talked about a lot of stocks that have done really well. I'll show you, if you're new to this channel, just to get a taste of what we've been up to. We picked this solar stock. It went up 40% in 50 days or so. We picked Bloom Energy. It went up 200%. It's an energy stock very similar to these companies, Vertiv and Constellation Energy, that I'm talking about in this video. A-Lab we talked about. It went up 100% in 50 or so days. Don't worry, I'm almost done. This battery company went up 90% in just a month. And this gold company went up 40% in 50 days. So we picked them. They went up. Most of those were from August into September, or even A-Lab was actually, that was in the beginning of July. But now the market is chopping around a bit. So it's going to be hard to find stocks that are doing really well. And energy stocks, it can be a little bit slow moving, but they definitely have great prospects, and they are helped by the current administration. So let's jump into a little bit on both of these companies, Vertiv and Constellation Energy, and talk about why they're so well positioned for a data center, a nuclear, natural gas transition. Not financial advice, but a lot of people have been talking about these favorably.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
So here's what we've got for Vertiv. 30% year-over-year increase in sales, aka revenue, and it beat consensus. So that's awesome. Their adjusted operating profit, whatever the hell that means, how much money they made, we're just going to assume is up 40% year over year as well. And they've got this huge backlog. About a 10 billion backlog is up 30% year over year. So I have to assume that's the same backlog. I don't think they've really cleared out much of their backlog. Major assumptions. It's my adjusted backlog, I guess. But it's good. It basically means a lot of companies want what they have, and that's their equipment for data center buildouts. So they do power, cooling, IT infrastructure. The cooling is pretty important. You might have noticed on Friday, actually, portions of futures were not open because there was a data center down that served that. So that's just for futures traders. I mean, imagine data centers that power ChatGPT or all these big AI applications that we haven't even really thought about beneath the surface. Basically, every company that calls itself a data company, or even more broadly, like an analytics company or a knowledge work company, that's all going to get more sort of munged with the help of machine learning, aka AI, aka data centers. And so it's not just LLMs, it's a lot of demand from existing data Fortune 500 white collar companies. And VRT is going to help with that cooling, help with that, they do a lot. I'll look at what they do as well in a second. But so it's those knowledge work applications. Then it's also like recommendation systems, which there's not very many companies that have huge recommendation systems, but the ones that do have them are huge and have huge needs. So we're talking Netflix, literally recommending you what to watch, and YouTube, which is Google. And those might seem not that exciting in terms of the universe of companies, but they have huge consumption and daily users, just like ChatGPT as well. So those are LLM, non-LLM applications for data centers. So this company serves all these different industries, because all these industries need electrical power. They do not just data centers, but industrial, so like warehouses, big offices, controlling digital infrastructure, integral to the technology. It's like, I have no idea what these guys are talking about. I'm pretty sure they're talking about maybe dashboards for companies that have big power needs. Preventative maintenance is definitely a thing. These are AI type words. Remote monitoring is an AI word. Digital infrastructure software services. It's like, who knows what exactly they do, but I think they do a lot of hardware type. Yeah, I mean, they do parts. So maybe they wanted to be a software company at one point, but I think they do hardware, and that's actually a good thing. Being in software was good for a while, but right now being hardware is pretty good. I mean, look at NVIDIA. So of course there is the problem of tariffs when you do hardware, but it looks like that didn't really mess with the US too much, just the Middle East emerging markets, I think is what that stands for, something like that. And then they're pretty much the name of the game for data center parts. So I'm not totally making that up. I have heard it significantly, and the chart doesn't lie. I mean, it's up 200%. And recently it sold off with the market, but it had serious strength right now. So hopefully, honestly, it pulls back a little bit and maybe doesn't get all the way to this shelf here, but at least can come to this sort of choppy area around the 175s. So if you can buy somewhere in here, risk 170 or something like that, and then look for $20, $30 to the upside, that would be pretty ideal. Here's another level exactly at 162. But one of those two, like a whole dollar level, 174, I guess would be better. 170 is actually in no man's land. I would just sort of ignore that statement by me entirely, but those are the two levels. So that's VRT, and then CEG. These guys kind of look pretty similar. I like how this one has a higher low here, and it's probably going to pull back, and see it hit it here, hit it here. That's 350. So 350, super psychological level, super clear support level, kind of going back to here maybe. So if it can hit that and then rocket up, that would be a pretty big deal. So Constellation Energy Group at 350. Now, little check-in on what this company does, because it never hurts to actually know what they do. They actually produce the energy, and they sell natural gas. So they have like a bunch of different sources: nuclear, wind, solar, and hydro, as well as natural gas. And then I think they sort of will direct it through their, I don't even know what it's called. I don't think they're an actual like energy trading company, but they might be to some extent. I don't think they would be called a producer if they didn't outright own these entities, but it's in Maryland, so it's possible they are a trading company, or started as that and then bought the different energy sources just to save money. Huge revenue, beat expectations, and this is a tiny growth, but yeah, nuclear is there. And they're making good use of their renewable. And so dispatch is what they do. So I don't think this is a trading company now that I hear that. Someone can drop some sort of comment who's an expert, but yeah, I also don't think this is a big deal. Pumped storage is like, I think that's hydro. So anyway, revenue's up, they're guiding well, and this is a big publicly traded power producer. They're making moves to buy more energy sources, and I don't know if there's a lot of other tickers that are super viable right now. This is $100 billion company. So there's like Dominion and Southern Energy and Florida Power and Light, which is in Next Era Energy. So here's Dominion, but you can't really buy these companies. Like, it's great to come over here and get excited about how like big a company is and how many customers they serve, all that. But if we look at an actual chart, which unfortunately is sort of how investing goes, you have to look at how the thing is actually trading. This thing moves 2% a day. It broke out of a big base. Great. Hopefully it'll check back. Maybe you buy here, risk $1 and make 10, but it could take months. So for that reason, I do think Constellation Energy that moves 5% a day, recently anyway, is just a better one to look at. And it has this peak right here at 357. I know I said 350, but even 357, if it could get down there, which it's pretty close there right now, that could be a pretty solid spot to buy it off of, with pretty low risk. So, you know, honestly, if this went sideways at 360 and you just bought it and you risked a few bucks to 357, 358, that'd be a great risk 3, look for $30 type of move. I know this is not super romantic, but honestly, you look at a chart, you see a peak like this, you know it matters. It retested here. This is how investing works, or trading, whatever you want to call what we're doing, works. It's like trades $100 million, $200 million a day. So there's plenty of liquidity for people like you and me. These other regulated utilities, Duke Energy, I don't know how exciting that's going to be. And then Southern Company, not that exciting. AEP may be a little bit interesting. Let's just take a quick look at these. Duke Energy is just like, looks choppy. It moves 1% a day. You can't touch that. You just can't. Southern Energy moves 1% a day. It's great it went up, but that's the whole market went up. So that was not predictable to Solar Energy, or Southern Company, I mean. AEP is a little more interesting because it moves 2% a day. This is the market we're in. I'm getting excited about stocks that move 2% a day, but it moves sideways, so it built out a base. It did break out, but that was in the after hours on no volume. There's a little bit of a breakout here to 124, but it's 100 million volume, so it actually is a lot, even though it's not a lot of shares. It's $100 share price, so maybe this one could be interesting here, but there's a little more liquidity. Not that this isn't a lot of liquidity, it's just we can just ignore this print. It's in the after hours. I should just get rid of it for the purposes of this video. This one is pretty interesting, honestly. Getting rid of that was a little bit of a de-stressor. It did move up with the market, so it's probably going to pull back again first before it moves. So it's definitely on the table. Constellation Energy may be a little bit more on the table just because of how fast it moves. So if this could do something like this tomorrow, that would be pretty dope. And this is, I know it looks like this is kind of like in no man's land, but remember, if you really zoom back, you start to see why things move the way they do. So 358 right there hits that right there. So that's the idea. There have been stocks that have had higher lows and made moves recently, mostly based on the market, but they already went. So CEG and VRT are the ideas. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. You'll see them more. Other people will see them more, and then they might get better. If you want a free course on how to buy stocks before they go up, hit subscribe. It could be pretty useful. And if you want to pay me money, you can do that. You might be wondering why to do that when you get the videos for free. And the answer is you get to ask questions. And I take you seriously because you're paying me money. I also give you the best idea I have of the day on the day at 9:30 a.m. So that's actually when you want to be entering these stocks. It's when the most volume is. So that's when everyone enters them. Head over to stockscommunity.com to give that a test drive. You'll see some recordings if you do join that trial of drop-in videos. So Cyber Monday sale.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.